Let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Clock, clock, yeah. Typically new, neon signs glow, brick wall behind me. Headlines loud, but they never define me. They rush the story, skip the proof. I slow it down, let it show the truth. Files on deck, read every line. Timestamps matter, so does time. If it don't fit, I don't force the frame. Ask one question, whole story change. No fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Read it again. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah. Let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say elected, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention.
Your day, babe. Let's
Show
go.
starts now.
Woke up with a sparkle, got a fire in your eyes. Another trip around the sun, another reason to rise. You're one of a kind.
Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique, you guys. Happy Tuesday. Sorry about the delay. I was requested to do a couple tasks. I will always be here. Sorry about that. I had to hurry up and just get that stuff done. We are getting into it today with Cyray's report. I'm not going to read the whole entire thing to you. I have read it and reread it and taken notes, and we're just going to go over some parts of it and pick out exactly what he is saying. And I know it is someone's special a birthday today. Is Mama Bear of 3 in here? She was up late. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We were up late last night in our Discord because we are on a mission to identify people. It's very important, especially with who's being interviewed in some of these Idaho State Police reports. And we have a lot going on over there. Lots of photos, lists, charts. So please join us if you haven't. It's very interesting. I like doing that. If you like a little sleuthing, it's really fun. Trying to discover things, but I don't see Mama Bear 3, but we're going to do it anyways. We're going to celebrate her birthday. And
Bring your own magic everywhere. You laugh a little louder, you dance through the rain. You turn every setback into a brand new
Oh, it's doing it right on the screen. Here we go.
Today is your day, babe. Let's go. Woke up with a sparkle, got a fire in your eyes. Another trip around the sun, another reason to rise. You're one of a kind, yeah, nobody compares. You bring your own magic everywhere. You laugh a little louder, you dance through the rain. You turn every setback into a brand new game. No copy, no clone, no follow in the crowd. You were born to stand out and make yourself proud. So throw your hands up, let the good times roll. Today we celebrate your incredible soul. The world got better the day it came through. There's only one amazing you. Hey, it's your birthday, Pete. Let the party begin. Turn the music up, let the memories spin. You're unique, you're electric, you're shining so bright. You're the star of the show, and tonight is your night. Hey, it's your birthday, Pete. Let the party begin. A brand new chapter, a brand new win. You're unique, unforgettable, impossible to place. A little bit of magic walking through this place. Hey, turn it up, let the speakers explode. Celebrate the journey, celebrate the road. From your friends, your peeps, and everyone tonight. Happy birthday to you, keep shining your light. Another year older, another year bolder. Stay typically unique. Peep, the world is better with you in it.
Hey, thanks, Jen. Thanks, everybody. And yeah, I hope you got to see yours, Jen. You got to go back and find that episode if I never shared it with you. It was almost just like that, but different song. Your song had your name in it. So good morning to you, Jen. Hello, Michelle Turner. Witchy was. Hello, hello. Simply Solo. Mystic Sin. Good morning to you. It's actually afternoon here almost. Love and Other Habits. Good morning. Accomplished Day. Making those charts, making those lists, making those Excel spreadsheets. It's amazing. Yep. Mama Bear did so much last night. There was a bunch of you that were sleuthing hard. It was amazing. Just a couple tidbits from things that I have been putting together. This is just speculation so far, trying to prove it. But High Swamp Side Chick. I'll do more on this tomorrow, but I want to stay focused on Cy-Ray today. But real quick, I told you there was a photo of Xana. Xana had an ex, trying to figure out who that is. We found a photo of her with somebody. We think his name might be Mark Rojo or Marco Rojo. We think he might be a Delt. So those are things I have to confirm. Someone was looking up Yesenia, and if that is the same Yessie that was with Bethany all night, we think this one might be more confirmed because she's more talked about, that her last name is Rojo. And if they're brother and sister and he's a Delt, in Mason Barstow's interview, he said one of the Delts that was unaccounted for when he did the head count was a Delt. He didn't say the name, or if he did say the name, it was redacted, was at his sister's house. Yessie is one of the people that was with the victims and survivors that night. So that could put this Delt in the mix of that. So that could be a huge connection. Well, there is someone who slept at 1112, according to Mason Barstow. That doesn't mean, in my opinion, it doesn't mean it's him. I think it could be someone else, because he said there were 3 people unaccounted for. Kai Davis, he said, was at the police station getting interviewed because he was at the house that morning at the crime scene with Josie. So that's one. He said there was someone at his sister's house, and that's who I think that Marco Rojo might be. Just speculating about that. And then a third person who spent the night at 1112. See, John T is coming in with a different last name. That's why we got to vet all this out, John. I'm not saying I'm absolutely certain. I'm saying this is something we are looking into and trying to clarify everything and verify everything. Good morning to you, John T. And I'm wondering if that Delt who spent the night at the 1112 house, not the murder house, the camera house, the pumpkin house. I wonder if that's the person we see. There's a guy that climbs the steps, stands on the porch for a little bit, and then goes in. So come on over to our Discord. If one of our moderators want to drop the link in the chat, join us over there for our little sleuthing. Don't be overwhelmed when you go into our Discord. It is huge. Everything is clearly labeled. You want to just first start at the welcome in. It's up at the top. It'll say welcome peeps. Start there. Ask where to go. But we do have a Idaho 4 Brian Koberger discussion group. So you want to look for that. Oh, John is dropping docs. Thank you. I will go back and look at those later for sure. Okay, today is about Cy-Ray, though, however, and I wanted to show you a couple clips from previous episodes. These would be videos, so if you go to the video section of our channel, I'll have to link them later. Carlos, if you aren't familiar, Carlos is my husband. He's the other half of Typically Unique, even though I've kind of taken over solo here on the live shows just because I have the time to. And we make videos together where we have discussed the Idaho 4 case, and he's on the other side of things. But he listens, I listen, I try to listen. I get very frustrated sometimes. But we have discussion style debates about different topics with this case. And we have talked about Cy-Ray many times. And so here's a little clip where, I'm going to start off with this one. This is not have created and taught. This is one of my videos. I have made several videos where I just read the documents. Okay. So I was reading this. It's a document from long ago from Cy-Ray. I believe it was what Cy-Ray wrote up for court. Remember when he was at the hearing and they wouldn't let him testify? I believe it's from that. Hundreds of classes on this subject matter to law enforcement. I am extremely familiar with the type of timing advance records available from U.S. cellular providers, their retention periods, and the legal process to obtain those records. So this is the timing advance section. Timing advance records are maintained by cellular network providers that provide a time measurement. This time measurement refers to the amount of time it takes a radio signal to travel from a cell site to a mobile device and back to the cell site. Given the signal travels at a known constant, the speed of light, it is possible to use the measurement to determine the distance the mobile device is from a known cell site. When multiple cell sites record timing advance data in short periods of time, it is possible to use trilateration to determine the location of a mobile device. The use of timing advance data in this manner is one of the most accurate ways for law enforcement to locate a mobile device. Given these records are available in a historical context, it is possible to conduct an analysis of timing advance data to pinpoint historical locations of a mobile device at a given date and time. It is also possible to determine routes of travel, stagnation, and when a mobile device is powered on and off. Okay, so that was, I can't see the full title up here. Oh, Cyray's affidavit, AT&T. So 032625. This is what Cyray wrote up for his testimony in court. And I just wanted to play that little clip because he, at that time, he was really hitting home. His point was about the AT&T timing advance data, right? And the defense has always claimed, the state has always claimed they don't have that. They don't have that. We're going to talk about that today in his new expert report. Okay. One more. Let's see. This one. Now, this is Carlos and I. Let me get it shared. Carlos and I discussing. This is way back. Let me see the date on this. We discussed this June 23rd, 2024. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you guys. 2 years in the making. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So those 2 days. So then he says he has estimated locations for the 8458 phone from November 12th to November 13th time period. So that's where we're going to go into where they say his car was. So at 2:42, I think that's this next one. Nope. This one.
And just to be clear, this is times around when the crime happened, not during anything during the crime. So this is well before and well after.
Right.
Okay.
In the PCA. They said nothing from 3 to 5 for his phone, but now we're talking about, well, no, this says cell phone data.
Cell phone data.
So this is his cell phone data.
Yeah.
Yep. That's okay, you guys. So when Carlos and I talk about this point, and probably all people who believe Bryan Kohberger said he's guilty, so he is guilty. This is one of their points. And the state prosecution team did an excellent job creating this narrative because they are saying they have nothing for Bryan Kohberger at crime time. So Bryan cannot defend himself with exculpatory evidence to show exactly where he might have been without the data to show where he was at the crime time. Now, on the opposite side of that, the prosecution cannot prove that he was at the house. It makes you wonder if they could prove that he was at the house during the time of the crime. Why would you hide that if you were hiding that allegedly, speculatively, allegedly, of course? So if you are, if the claim is that it does exist, they do have it, but they're not providing it. It seems like it would make sense that what it shows doesn't match Bryan Kohberger being the perpetrator. However, their claim is he shut his phone off. So there is nowhere that there is any data because his phone was off. And I don't know about you guys, but that is a sticking point for me that I am trying to find something that proves that, because we keep hearing that. And I had a discussion last night with Dago. Is Dago in here? With Dago and a couple of his mods, that we need the prosecution's expert reports to explain that. And I have been looking for any little report that I can find. And I think there are a couple out there. I'm still looking, just started, that can explain, like the Barnharts, their claims the phone was powered off. That's the main one. So I do know that we have mostly only gotten the defense expert reports. So this map here that you're looking at on the screen, I had made several slides according to, I made them myself, you guys, just like Maori. I just used like a map that's on the internet, a mapping service, and I just like, I plotted out the points and looked at the distance and the time that it would take to travel. And because I just wanted to see, even if Brian went like west to Waway or whatever direction that is to Waway Park, could he make it back to the house in time? And I thought no, he would not be able to. But that is not addressed in any of these reports that I have seen. So yeah, a little bit more. Me and Carlos talking about this. But the point that the guilters will make is that, well, his phone was off and there's no crime time data, so you can't prove he wasn't at the house. But then conversely, you can't prove he was at the house. So that's the dilemma. But I got to read this. So at approximately 2:42 a.m., the phone was utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to 1630 Northeast Valley Road. So that's up by his apartment. And that's where the red circle on the map is, dot. And then at approximately 2:47, he's leaving his place and traveling south through Pullman. At approximately 2:47,
Hi, First
the
Laugh.
phone stops reporting to the network, which is consistent with either the phone being in an area without cellular coverage, the connection to the network is disabled, such as putting it in airplane mode,
Right.
or the phone is turned off.
Correct.
Okay. Everything that I have read when I've looked up any type of like professional documentation that is online about this, determining if a phone is off, gives those three options: out of network, airplane mode, turned off. And so I want to see their data report, whatever they have. Everybody keeps saying it's the Cellbrite that shows absolutely he shut it off. And then I know in Ray's report, even if it was shut off, he says that's a pattern behavior for Brian. He does that all the time. So I know the defense would counter that with that, but I mean, that doesn't help him prove that he wasn't, or where he was during that time. That's a huge, huge dilemma in the case. So Blue-Eyed Butterfly, I hope I said hello to you. Hello, Song of the Siren Jenna. Hello, G-Bean. I know I might be repeating some hellos. Hi, SRB. Mandy Bradley, hello. Critic Rick is in the house. 4MKXE, hello. Dago, hey. All right, let's get the inspector going. The inspector projector. I took some notes, you guys. I got some charts. I got some charts and some webs, and see if this will come on here. Jenna, where's Leah? She's on vacation from this case. That's funny. That is funny. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is here, we'll start like this. Nope. Take that down. All right, the inspector. So I went through Ray's report, all 50 pages, and I read everything and put little comments and notes and things throughout. And so we'll go through it real fast, so I won't have to read the whole thing. We'll just look at like what I highlighted and pointed out. But then I took all that and I went back through it, and I gotta move this over so I can see. Picked out some topics that need to understand. So some things we need to understand about this report. Oh, yes. Thank you. Ophelia. Ophelia in the background, you guys. So it's really a Valentine's Day outfit that I put on her. She looks like a little ladybug with hearts all over her, and she's holding a little love heart. And I gave her some hair because she's been looking like a dude for too long. So I needed to make her more feminine. But yeah, because it was our anniversary, I'm like, let me dress her up like love for a few days. But that's Ophelia Honkerton, you guys. All right. So when Ray writes his report and the state writes their reports, which we haven't seen yet, these are the things that they used to come up with their analysis. So they have drive test data. And this is just my layman's understanding of this stuff. So this is special equipment that they drive around with, like they'll follow a route, right? They'll follow where they see Brian's car on a tower or whatever, and like the path of travel he could have taken. And that will collect data. And then they can use that data to make interpretations. They can compare it to other things like that. Oh, thanks, blue-eyed butterfly. Have a good day. Have a good day. They use call detail records. So the call detail records will give certain information like the cell sector. So if you think of a cell tower and you go 360 degrees around the cell tower, it will identify a section. Is it a northeastern section, a southwestern section? That's a cell sector. Mandy Bradley with a super chat. Thank you, Kim and Mods, for all your hard work, time, and energy. I'm so happy to be a part of this community. The truth will come to light because of what you do, and justice will be served. Rest in peace, Maddie, Kaylee, Ethan, Xana. Well said. You're welcome. And we are so happy you are here. We are so happy you are here, Mandy. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you, 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 thank you for the support. Thank you, thank you.
Very generous. Thank you again, Mandy. Thank you. Okay, so call detail records, one of the things that they used has that cell sector. So which direction from the tower is that phone connecting to? Then they use this historical cell site information, which I'm not real educated on. Historical, I mean, must be over time, looking at data over time. That's just common sense interpretation. And then timing. And Cyray talks a lot about the length of time that a phone is connected to a certain tower. So those are some of the things that you will see. He talks a lot about in this report. Drive testing, so going around with a physical vehicle and collecting data, the call detail records, and then the only thing, and this is what burns me, and that this is what I think is a major red flag in this case, because I say no matter what the topic, if it's DNA, if it's the car, if it's the cell phone, if it's interviews, if whatever it is in this case, they should have taken their evidence and put it front and center out to the public, out to the world, shown it off, bragged about it, made it public, not hide it, not redact it. Do you guys agree? And so Cy repeats over and over in his report that he didn't have any expert reports from the state. The only thing he had to look at was their cast draft report and their cast final report. And the reason this is so important is because this is the final work product. And he's trying to figure out, how did you get to, like, this is like saying, here's my conclusion. Here's my conclusion. Okay. They came up with their original conclusion, and Cyray called them out so bad on it, they had to go back, and I think they deleted like 100 slides. Now, I don't know if they did that because of what he said or because they were taking out like some information, but he only had their final product. Now, luckily, he knows what they used to get that final product. So he kind of went back, from my understanding, and did his own. But that's shady to me. That not producing your expert reports, the data that your experts obtained is deserves this.
Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye.
Red flag, red flag.
Yeah. Yep. Hi, Becca. Let me see. First Last says, yeah. And then the state had the audacity to write a rebuttal to some of the defense reports. Right. Being like, we need more info. There isn't much written in these. You're absolutely right. Like, I spent all morning yesterday just going through, just clicking on every court document, just trying to find something from the state that relates to this cast report and the phone information and the location of the car and all of that. And the only thing you can find that I could find right, so correct me if I'm wrong, please send me in the right direction to find something. I do have a couple things to look at from a couple people that have shared. That's my next endeavor. But they would just say, oh, this person's going to possibly testify to this, and like that would be it. But red flag for sure. Yes. Okay, so cast draft report, cast final report, and then they use this program called GAR. And Cyray has a lot to say about this, and he had a lot of questions about this. And this seems different than what his program is that he used. So I'm wondering if it's not that they just hid stuff because, or held things, withheld, we'll just say withheld things because of that, but did they use some kind of technology, and I'll expand more on this, that the general public just doesn't know about right now. So Cy had a lot to say about this, and he, one thing about Cyray, if he has a question or he wants to find something out, it seems like he's the type of person that will not hesitate to go straight to the source and ask them exactly what he wants to know. And he did that, and he did not get an answer. They referred him to the patent. So he's like, okay, meaning like it's secret and we can't tell you. So when I saw that, I'm like, secret? Like, are they doing something that, just like the AT&T timing advance records, something that can't be known? I saw someone in the chat already wrote about the Google. The Maori said, oh, we used Google. And Cyray's like, no, you didn't. It's not Google. It is a program called MapTiler, and it's from OpenStreetMaps. Okay, so, and then we went over so these are the things that were used in coming up with the data. Here were some of the issues. Here's some of the issues that I saw when I went through this report, when I read this. Are you kidding me, One Can Leanne? Let me check. We might have breaking news, you guys. Do we have breaking news? They better be prosecution if they are. They better be prosecution. I'm going to Sarah D. Irish, my go-to source. Oh, wait, I saw sorry in the chat. Oh, you saw C-Girl post something? I love C-Girl. Was she talking about the old ones? We'll see. I'll check right now. Sarah doesn't have anything from July 9th. So I don't see anything new. And I think she would post it if there was something new. But double check that, One Can Leanne, and let me know. Yeah, no, I don't see anything. There's Sarah. Hey, girl. All right. So issues that and I put disclosure issues because that is huge. Whoops. How do I there it is. Kawanda, how come I'm a member but not showing up as green? I see you as green. You look green to me. Green, green, green. It doesn't look green to you? All right. Disclosure is super important. You get in big trouble for not disclosing things. Those are Brady violations. So if the defense ever discovers that you had information that you did not turn over to them, they can put in that Brady violation. I went through the report and I marked 4 different times where I see Brady issues. Good, Kawanda. How are you today? Hope you're having a good day. Okay. So Cyray says over and over, I don't have raw data files. I don't have raw data files. Simply Solo. Thank you so much. I like the ones that have that like they're kind of like that cat's eye they're called. I don't know. Thank you. No raw data files. Like how do you prove your work? How are we trying to prove our work over here? The GAR testing process. So we'll look at that in the actual report. But again, it seems like the raw data. What did you do with that? They didn't disclose that to the defense. They didn't tell them what they did. They didn't show them any reports for that. This is my personal disclosure issue. Okay, you guys, this is Kim's personal disclosure issue. And I suspect that they have to have something that has to do with crime time. Something. Even if it's I don't know. A video of Brian's car driving past something at 4 o'clock, 4:15, 4:20, 4:04. You know what I mean? Something. Someone saw him during that time. I don't know. Janet Wallace, hello to you. We're so happy. I'm so happy to have you here. We're all happy to have you here, but welcome. Welcome, Janet, in, you guys. Let us know where you're from if you don't mind. I'm up here in Northeast Ohio. We have lots of Ohio peeps. Thank you, Kawanda. And Janet, if you don't know, we are the Unique Peeps. And we have this little guy here.
I appreciate you. Thank 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 you for the support. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Missouri. All right. I just went to Missouri at the very, very, very beginning of summer. I traveled with my husband for work. I forget the name of the town we went to, though. Thank you, Kawanda. We appreciate you. Let's see who got those memberships and became new peeps in our coop. Who said that the other day? There's some peeps in our coop. There's some peeps. Like that one song. Laura W. Janet, you got a... No, you did not. You were not a receiver. You're just... Your comment was in there. Crystal, Lisa Baker Smitty, Radine, and Ice Empress. New peeps. Thank you, Kawanda. I appreciate you. Oh, you guys, I was offered a chance to do this YouTube boot camp for like helping, well, I guess learning ways to like because we have memberships and I want to offer things for people who have memberships, so I'm hoping it's going to give me some ideas, but it's free and I just have to like watch some videos and do some like challenges or like things that they want me to do. And so I said, okay, I like to learn, lifelong learner here. So it starts this week and I'm going to do that. So if you're becoming a member, we'll be having some things coming out for you. Arnold, Missouri. Yep. Welcome, new peeps. All right. Let's go back to the disclosure issues. Sorry, I'm trying to take that down. StreamYard is so like it won't. There it is. There it is. What is this? What is this? Gen 7, Gen 7S. Thank you. Piggybacking Kawanda. Now we have 10 new peeps. 10 new peeps. Let me see who got those. Paula McGee, Sparkly Starfish, Cherish 7, Roseanne 38, Diane Draper 940, new peeps, 10 new peeps today. That's amazing. We had like 16 yesterday. Awesome. Here we go.
Everybody drunk out on the dance floor. Baby girl ass jiggle like she want more.
Thank you, Jen. Okay. All right, back to the disclosure issues. All right, the crime time, that's just me. That's just personal me, but let me know in the chat if you relate to that. I kind of think it doesn't make sense because they say, oh, his phone is off, so we have no data during that time. So he turned his phone off, we have nothing. I do think Sai addresses this. I also think, hi, Swamp Side Chick. I don't know if I said hi to you already. The 3 options. There's 3 options. If his phone was out, if his phone was out of network, then we will have crime time data. If his phone was on airplane mode, I don't know about that. I don't know how that works. If his phone was off, then I don't think we have anything. There is a statement in the report that says something about Brian's phone utilizing GPS. But again, I don't think it's at crime time. So this is an issue. Apparently, there are videos. Let's just say this. There are establishments, businesses, homes that have video cameras that could corroborate different places Brian might have been that have not been disclosed. These are statements that are made in Sai's report. Timing data. The timing data that they were able to get for 9 other people, but not Brian Kohberger. Not disclosed. And the big one, the cell tower lists. How many hearings did we listen to where Ann Taylor got up and was questioning? It might have just been one hearing, but she was questioning about these cell tower lists. And Sai proves and addresses in his report, you can't create what you created without these. And I don't know if or when that was ever disclosed. Disclosed means turned over. Was that ever turned over and given to the defense? Okay. And at the time Sai wrote his report, he said the only thing he had was the draft report and the final report. That's it. That's it. Is the class for moving up YouTube chain? I don't know, Annie Ruler. Like it, no, it didn't say like I'm not gonna get any like it's not gonna be like there's no perks to it. I think I might get a YouTube t-shirt or something. It's really just to help. They do have like a creator, like they help creators with just like learning information and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's not going to help me. Like they're not going to give me subscribers or anything like that. No. I think it's just to learn. Yep. Okay, so I have a couple more. Let's look at the words that Ray used in this report, you guys. In this report, he used these. I copied these right out of the report. Exculpatory. He used the word exculpatory evidence many, many, many times. Okay. He also used the word concealed. Like he literally calls them out and says, this was concealed. Like you couldn't be more direct than what Ray was. And it was actually, funny to me. I'm sure it was very frustrating to Ray. Just speculating here, but the further you get into the report, I could like almost sense his frustration and just like the audacity that he must have thought this agent had. And by the way, why is the agent redacted? Why is the name of the professional who did this work, who's a government employee, redacted? I don't understand that. And even if they explained it, I don't think it's right. So I'll just say that. I don't think it's right. One can, Leanne, we will get you that report. Yeah, he has a 50-page report. I have it right here. And what I'm showing you right now is information from that report. So he used the word exculpatory. He used the word concealed. So he literally saying you hid this. He makes it very clear that the issues or the mistakes that he sees in the work is not a mistake. It's not a mistake. It's not a simple mistake. It is intentional. He also uses the term severely flawed. So beyond a mistake, like so wrong. What you did, FBI agent redacted, is not just wrong. It's not just a mistake. It is severely flawed. Okay, these are the words from his report. He uses the word omitted. Omitted. Like we took it out. Oh, we can't have that information in there. Delete. Delete. He uses the word misreported. So reported the wrong way. So they took a piece of data and they just used it the wrong way, showed it the wrong way, explained it the wrong way. Ooh, Jen, they just redacting the FBI all over the place. That can't be legal. That I don't know what, I don't know. What kind of country do we live in? Come on. Unsupported. So Ray came across work product that FBI special agent redacted, created, and they did not have data that supported their work. So nothing to show how they came up with it. Cyray used the word concerned. He was very concerned. Yeah. He said in the report there was no evidence. That kind of went with the unsupported. No evidence to show what you are claiming. Hi, Jill Powell. Justified to take down an entire Northwest drug network. I mean, it's a quadruple homicide. They can't. I don't know. I'm trying to think if they didn't omit things, if they didn't misreport things, if they didn't conceal things, if they turned over the exculpatory evidence, would they? I don't know. I got to think about that comment. Yeah, we'll have to look at how long the box are. Justified to take down an entire Northwest drug network. So then that drug network is involved in the crimes, and they're letting drug people get away with the crime so that they can get more bad guys. I don't know how that works. Exactly. First, last. They keep trying to hide things from us, but like, just because you're hiding it in this document doesn't mean we haven't like heard it in a court hearing or seen the initials somewhere. Like, we're really good at figuring things out, right? We'll find it somewhere. Yeah. I mean, my guess would be balance. And Maury's not FBI, and so I don't think they refer to Maury as a special agent, right? Do they? Is it Special Agent Maury? I just thought it was Detective Maury. All right, no evidence and then misrepresentation. So they just take things and use it how they want. They misrepresent it. Okay. So here are all the things that Cyray found or claimed in the report. Okay. These are all the flaws. So things that they did wrong. Okay. The first one is that they removed files from the CAS draft report. So Cyray saw the first draft report and he was like, this is the one he testified about. And he said, there's so many issues, but he even gave them an out. He was like, they can be corrected. Do you guys remember when he said that? He said, this can be fixed. Like, he gave them a chance. Did they go back and fix it? No. They just removed a whole bunch of files and then turned in the final draft report. So that's one of the claims that Cyray finds in his report. Another thing is that the FBI did not use all the towers. So when they were looking at Brian's phone and where it was connecting, sometimes there would be 3 towers and they would only look at 2 of them. And Cyray says it makes a difference if you don't look at all the towers, because it can affect, like, more specifically where Brian was, how long Brian was in the area, direction of travel. Like, it affects a lot. So other mistakes that they made, they not only did they not use the towers, they eliminated towers, just ignored them. Another thing was that when they did their work, when the FBI agents did their test drive, when they did their reports from the call detail records, they're supposed to be peer reviewed. And Cyray described it as like whoever did that peer review, which I'd like to know that name. I'd like to know that name. It seems like they just blindly signed off on it, because he said if they really would have peer reviewed it, they would have caught the mistakes. They would have caught the mistakes. Party people. Hey, Sleuther. I have that song ready to go for a thank you. First Last says Balance did phone records, Kennedy peer reviewed, and then the FBI agents who did the car stuff were Imel and Hilly. Yeah, they did the identification of the car. Thank you. Oh, man. Kennedy, man. I don't know. I'm not saying they knew it was going to happen, but the FBI was already in Moscow, and at that point, I think the years they had already put into. Yeah, I understand. I understand, and it makes sense. I think it was a way huge drug bust. Like, I think it started from the bottom with low level dealers, distributors that they were busting and turning into confidential informants, and going up. And then I also think it started up and came down, because one of the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel, the leader, was arrested this past January. His right-hand man was arrested before that. There's an attorney. There's a constitutional, not a constitutional, sorry. What do you want to call it? A federal attorney busted for assisting the head of the cartel in the United States. So I think it came from both sides. So I don't disagree with you. I'm just trying to, like, figure out why we can't hold the real people accountable for this crime. Like, they're very smart. If you're going to hide stuff, here's my thinking. If you're going to conceal things and you're going to omit things, could you do that to go after the right killers and still protect your investigation, if that's what's going on? I don't know. Drug bust in 2023 in Washington State was a top priority. Well, I'd be pissed if my kid was dead and you put that priority over finding the real killers of my child. I got to think through that. I have to think through that, like how the thinking behind that. You guys always give me good things to think about. Kawanda. I think yesterday her profile pic was just a spur of the moment thing. All right. So, not doing the reviews or signing off on flawed reports. They did not. Sleuther Barbie reporting for duty. I love that you have a nickname for me. Typically receipts, you guys. Typically receipts. We want receipts. Thank you, Sleuther. You do have Barbie, don't you? I can kind of see it. I gotta like go to your profile to like see it bigger, but oh my gosh, that is funny. Sleuther Barbie. You guys crack me up.
Clock it!
So I gotta say thank you, clock it.
Oh, you're using Chat GPT? That's awesome. Sometimes I have to yell at mine because like I use it to make my thumbnails, and I'll say, you'll give it a command and you'll be like, make a thumbnail, blah, 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 blah. And then it'll come back and it'll be like, okay, I can make that. And I can do this, 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 and this. And then you'll say, yes, make it. And then it'll come back. Okay, great. I can do this, this, this. And I'm like, just make it already. Just make it already. Kawanda, match day. Ah, you guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys are the best.
I appreciate you. Thank you, 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 thank you for the support. Thank you, thank you.
Queen and Barbie. I love that. I love that. Let's do this one. I just like that beat. I gotta get that in there. Thank you so much. When Chingy says clock it, we clock it. Oh my gosh. Juror 13. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Thank you. Thank you. Match day. We gotta clock that again. Clock it.
Clock it!
So I gotta say thank you, clock it.
Look what you started, Sleuther. So generous, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will be using it, I will tell you, to buy ink for my computer because I don't have to print things out, and I sparingly do. But these reports, like Cy Ray's report, okay, 50 pages. I loved having this printed out because I was, I have it in my face, not staring at a screen. I can highlight and write on it, and then we can look at it together on here. So I appreciate all those donations. It does get used towards things for the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are the best. Vacuuming and dancing. Janet Wallace is another matching donation. Yellow matching donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aw. Janet showing some love. We are old school. Well, Lori. Yeah. I used to yell at Lori, you guys, because she was doing everything on paper, but she would do it like this. Right, Lori? At least I have my little inspector projector here. Oh my gosh. Janet, where are you? Thank Janet, everybody. That's amazing. Let's do this one. Oh, Sleuther, you are so right. Where did you? I saw your comment about post-it notes and Post-it notes and pens. So I bought myself new pens. These are just from the dollar store, but they are the Sharpie S gel pens. Love them. Love them. That's my favorite pen. And then I got to get more sticky notes. Sleuther knows me. Those of you that haven't seen it, I'm sorry, I keep showing it all the time, but this is my broken plea book. I just tagged everything so that, and you guys, when we're working on the name that we're trying to find for these reports, a lot of the names are in here and I have them marked. So I'll have to go through here tonight and see what I can find. But I need more sticky notes because I'm going to do that to the truth line. Look how big this book is. I am going to have to I will use those donations to get some sticky notes. That's funny. School supplies. Oh my gosh. Let me show you this because I wrote this in marker. Let me show you. Oh, I got to get up. Ooh. Nope. Yep. Okay. Mr. Sketch markers, you guys. Mr. Sketch markers are the best markers. They're chiseled and their ink is bold and bright and they last forever. Mr. Sketch markers. Oh, Juror 13. I hate when I'm in the top chat. I know. It's so frustrating. And especially for me when I'm doing a show, because if I'm in top chat, I miss people to say hello to. Yeah. Yep. All right. Enough of supplies. We were going through a couple more left. What issues did Cy Ray find in his report? You guys, this unbelievable. They created inaccurate maps. Like they made the maps. So remember, the only thing Cy Ray got, where'd I put them? The only thing Cy Ray got from the prosecution, from my understanding, are the cast draft report and the cast final report. Okay. From the prosecution. And then those are the maps. Like those are the maps they made, and they were inaccurate. So we'll look at those. Basically, it was like the cell sectors and the coverage area. Like the coverage area that they showed was way too small most of the time. Way too small. They had missing data. And Sleuther likes Sharpie Smear Guard highlighters. Ooh. I have to look at that. I also like paper clips. Like, I don't have one here. I have those giant ones. They make giant paper clips. I love those things. All right, couple more. Flaws, mistakes that Cy Ray found that he put in his report. Bingo. All these mistakes, everything they did, they used in the probable cause affidavit. So that probable cause affidavit is not supported by their work. If you don't have a probable cause to arrest somebody, then you can't arrest somebody. I need to look at that probable cause. They also, just like in the PCA, they make claims and they don't have evidence to the claims that they made. What work? Right? What work? So claims with no evidence. Okay. So in the 50-page report is all the details showing every one of these mistakes that Cy calls out. Okay. My brain works better if I can see what's he talking about in this report, right? What did they use? What did Cy say they didn't turn over? What were all of his main points? And then what were all the words, strong words that Cy was using in this report? All right, let's look. We're going to start with just the slides. Wait a minute. Yeah. So on this page, this is page 16 of his report. This is where he was talking about that GAR. So that's that Gladiator autonomous receiver. And Gladiator is a third-party company that makes... Let me do this. I'm trying to get in here so we can see it. Okay. Third-party software, and it assists law enforcement in analyzing geolocation. Okay, geolocation. So where are you? Okay. All right, here's what happened. The software component takes the raw data collected, okay, and it produces an estimated coverage area in the form of a visual representation that can be overlaid on a map. So it just makes a shaded area. So this GAR is software, and you have to input raw data from the scanner. Okay, so you go out and you do your drive testing and you drive around and you collect all your data, and then you come back to the office and you upload that data into GAR, is what it looks like to me. And then GAR makes this. Okay, so let's look at this. So they're like, here's where we were. Okay. And then GAR is putting, I think this, what do we want to call this? A rectangle? Not a rectangle. I know three-sided shapes. It's the sector. It's the sector. The purple overlay is the result of the GAR software taking the raw drive test data and creating an estimated coverage area. Okay, so on this image, The blue dialog box represents when mapping the results of the drive test data for one specific tower, the total coverage area for the tower sector is represented. Okay, blah, blah, blah. He's just saying on that this should be an estimate. That this should be an estimate. It's not accurate. It's not accurate. Yeah, this is one thing I wanted to think through with you guys. What is he saying here? Let's look at this together. What is he saying here? Oh, what are you guys talking about? Draw us some 70s bubble letter words. Aw, I'll have to do that the next time. Let's see. 70s bubble letter words. I don't know if I'm good at that. What should I draw? I'll do this. That's not good. You know what I'm going to write? You know what I'm going to write? I'm horrible at this. I can't. How do I do 70s? Like that? Is that a C? I'll have to work on that. Oh, that's funny. I know. That is frightening, Jill Powell. Didn't even hide it. Oh, Annie Ruler. That's a lot of people keep suggesting that to me. And yeah, I do want to do it. It keeps falling way down low on my priority list. But thank you. All right, let's think about this. He is saying, I think his point is that this is just estimated, that this is not accurate when they do this. It's not accurate. It's just an estimate. And he says the word estimate does not appear anywhere in the FBI CAST final report, and it should be required. Okay, that's another good main point, I believe. So these are examples. So Sai said, let me give you some examples of what they did. Okay. So they went out and did drive testing. They put it into the GAR program. They acted like it was accurate, and it's just an estimate. That's one example. Here's another example. The lower portion of the coverage area depicted on this slide, there is no drive test data in the FBI drive test files to support this area. So they made maps with no data? So my question was, is he saying that they manually created this? Because if they had no data, if they had no drive test data to put into the program to create this map, how did they make this map? Just manually put something in? I don't even know if that's an option. But do you see there's only one word I can think of, but it's a bad word and I'm not going to say it. What else do we got here? Okay, down here I wrote wow. Let's see what I wrote wow about. The overwhelming majority of this area is inaccessible by vehicle. Oh, you guys know this part. This is the primary cell site sector providing coverage to Mr. Koberger's residence. On the left side of the map, there is an area represented that is circled in red. The overwhelming majority of this area is inaccessible by vehicle, so you can't drive around there and collect data. The FBI will not be able to provide any data from their raw drive test file to support the mapping of this area. This is a more extreme example of an issue that is seen in nearly all of the coverage areas depicted in the FBI cast final report. You guys, he's saying they made these maps with no data. Like what? How'd you make the map? It's crazy. I put some, yeah, Dago. It's sickening. It's sickening. I tried to write, this is not funny, but every once in a while I wrote something funny so you guys could see it as I was going along. All right, let's see. All right. The coverage areas represented in the FBI cast final report and draft report are not accurate and should not be relied on. And that's all they gave to Cy Ray. That's all they gave to Cy Ray. Kane. Hey, Kane. How are you today? Yeah, Dago, we just looked at that part. Mr. Koberger's AT&T records alone show the accuracy errors as handoff seen in the records would be impossible based on the FBI coverage maps. I mean, they just can't prove anything. So I wrote over here, this is what they used, ? It is both important and necessary to understand the raw drive test data consists of nothing more than latitude and longitude points. So is he saying they didn't really go out and drive around and collect the data? They just put latitude and longitude points. They had to put something. There has to be an input. But he's saying the input was not drive test data. So they use latitude and longitude points with network survey readings. So they just did they just pretend? Did they just go out and drive around and pretend like they were doing something? I mean, this is just my interpretation. I'm just speculating here. I'm a layman. I don't understand this stuff. Trying to do my best. So back over here, when Cy Ray looks at these maps and the FBI is saying, here's the coverage area of this cell tower that Brian Koberger was using, Cy Ray is saying, that's not accurate. It's an estimate at best. And I don't know what data you put into the program to create that. And well, he's saying they used latitude and longitude. And network survey readings. That sounds like a printout report from like AT&T or something. I don't know. And then he says, in this case, the FBI cast process is to use the, here's GAR. Okay, so here's what he's going to say about the GAR program. So he had questions. He said, I'm unaware of and unable to find any scientific documentation by Gladiator on how this is done. Like, how do they do this? Like, how does your information What's your process? Like, he doesn't know the process. I have the same projector that Lana has, and this is the inspector projector. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Cy Ray just went right to the gladiator forensic expert, Rick Zemlock. We're allowed to see his name. And he wasn't sure if there was any published data that could be reviewed to test and analyze the results provided by the FBI CAS team in this case. So I think what Cy wanted to do, it seems like, is kind of like reverse engineer. Doesn't that sound like that, you guys? I'm just speculating. Did Cy want to take this output from GAR and say, okay, Mr. Zemlock, do you have something in your program that I can like reverse this and see what they put into it? That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. Is it worth it? Let me work it. Don't put hip hop songs in the chat. I'll finish them. I'll finish the lyrics. Annie Ruler says, I feel like some of the MPD may actually be FBI infiltrating MPD, knowing MPD. Rosie, for one, how does your agency write this ticket? Oh, yeah. Anything's possible. I will not, well, I haven't yet used the projector without my nails. I do not want to be known as fingernails, though. Just putting that out there. I do not want to be known as fingernails. All right. So we already said there's issues with that GAR thing. So then I want to go to oh, let's look at the part where, look what I wrote. This is insane. What is insane? Because I have not been supplied with any disclosure, boom, 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 report or data set depicting the methodology, the process, the procedure, or the opinion of the state's experts. So no disclosure. I utilized both the cast draft and cast final reports in my analysis. So that's what I was telling you guys. They gave him nothing but their final work product. That's crazy. Oh, this is what I was asking you guys. The report underwent a peer review. You guys think it's Kennedy? Okay. I had to put Cy goes over the the draft report and the final report, and he's like, they're both flawed. Just both of them. They're both flawed. Okay, so more examples here. So on slide 112, he says it's extremely concerning. It's not just concerning, it's extremely concerning. What is represented in this slide appears to have been heavily relied on throughout nearly every probable cause statement provided to secure evidence against Mr. Koberger. The problem is that there is a complete misrepresentation of the AT&T data. So they misrepresented this data in everything that they wrote in the probable cause. Hey, Seahawks fan. They misrepresented everything. And I want you to keep that in mind, you guys. Keep that in mind that they misrepresented the data. Kaylee B16 616. Hello, hello. Oh, Annie Ruler. Yeah, we're not allowing that in our Discord, so you don't have to worry about that. And if you ever have any issues, just email me. Keep that in mind, you guys. There are only 4 connections. Kawanda. You're talking about them turning over their documents like, here, damn, like, leave me alone already. Oh my God, that is great. That is great. That was a good one.
Clock it.
So I gotta say thank you.
Clock it.
Oh, you guys make me laugh. We have to laugh. Or I don't know what we would do in this case. We would all cry. We would all cry. Remember, Balance never got a chance to argue with Size Report. How could he argue with Size Report and he never submitted his own original report? He never submitted his own original report. I know that's what you're saying. You're saying that Balance was saying, well, I didn't get a chance to argue back to him. Dude, you never even did your initial report. Yeah. Let's see. Did you ever end up going over my Substack post comparing Balance's work in this case to the Valo case? Oh, your Substack. I need to go back to that. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I get squirreled very easily. If you want to put a link to your Substack here in the chat, I don't know if you can. I do have it linked. I'm going to make sure people can be able to find it. You guys, she has a really good Substack. Chirp chat contenders. Chirp chat contenders. Yeah, I know. Seahawks fan. Yeah, they're like trying to make an excuse. Okay. Yep, I'll reach out to you. We'll figure something out. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Laughed at that. They totally misinterpreted the data. So there are only 4 connections. The AT&T records showed a total of 50. Okay, so this is from 248 to 448. Interactions between 248 and 448. This is incorrect. The device does not disconnect from the network until after 254. I said I get confused by this or concerned. I'm concerned by this because they're just avoiding crime time. And I feel almost gaslit that they keep. I mean, there's no doubt that Cy-Ray is disputing what the state has claimed at 254. But 254 is not when the crime happened. Well, unless we prove the crime was earlier. If the crime happened at 227 when we hear that blood-curdling scream, then Brian Koberger definitely is not at the house. So until the time of the crime, if the time of the crime gets changed, then they effed up over here. Big time. Because they're just trying to avoid the 4 a.m. time. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. Sai says there are additional connections. Let's see, 6. There are an additional 6 connections after what is represented on this slide. What? The additional connections clearly illustrate the device is not traveling east. So here's my questions. Here we go, guys. Here we go. What times were these 6 connections? What times? So he's saying after 2:54, there's 6 more connections. What times were those 6 more connections? And where? Sai says they definitely weren't going towards Moscow. They definitely weren't going towards Moscow. But where? And when I was reading this, I was thinking, this is Sai giving his expert report on what the state did. I don't know. Does he not, if he knows, so let me ask you guys this. If Sai knew that there are 6 more connections, maybe they're going towards Wawa Park, or they're way south or way north of, or wherever they are way away from Moscow. Would he put that in his report? Would he say, here's exactly where he was, and here's the time that he was there? Would he put that in his report, or are they saving that for trial? Is that part of his work product that they're saving for trial? I don't know. Because I would sure like to see that. We need to ask Mark B how the car changes direction. Hey, Mark B, if you're watching this, could you make a video to show everybody how cars change directions? I'm confused about that. I'm confused about that. Okay. So in this statement right here, I don't think you guys, it says, Ray says that the phone disconnects from the network while using the cell site sector that provides coverage to Mr. Koberger's residence. Now, I think, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I think Truth and Transparency was also talking about this, and just pointing out that it's curious that it's like at his house. So thinking like, was he just at his house? Did he leave his house? Did he go back to his house? He makes a lot of statements about it's the same thing. Oh, I had kids riding bikes go past my window. Sorry. As his home. So that's curious. That's curious. Kane, that's horrible. I hope she doesn't show up. Uber's got to buy you a car? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that, Kane. I hate that. I hate that. Ass-tastic. Hello to you. You're baking cakes. These clowns know exactly where everyone was that night. I know. I agree, Kaylee. I do agree. I can't stand how they pretend like GPS location data from their phones doesn't exist. I have questions about that. I know nothing about that. I got to look into it, but yep. Okay, here's a big call out from Cy Ray. Big call out. So he's calling him out. He says the FBI cast draft report is exculpatory evidence to Mr. Koberger. The FBI cast draft report is exculpatory evidence to Mr. Koberger, as it represents a flawed review of the AT&T records that resulted in errored conclusions that plagued probable cause statements. I don't know. To me, exculpatory would be that Cy Ray could say, Brian, I can prove Brian was here. That's exculpatory. I don't know. All right, let's look at here, you guys, I made a name for this. I made a name for the black box. Special Agent Oh, you're talking about WSU, Mom Kim? Yep. Hi, CAO Kane. Yeah, not this Kim, by the way. I know. Hello, Ro. Exculpatory evidence. Keep that in mind, you guys. Keep that in mind that the draft report is exculpatory to Mr. Koberger. Special Agent Idiot. All right. If Special Agent Black Box mapped all of the cell phone records he was provided, analyzed them, and then created this report as a result, the complete mapping has never been disclosed. Is that a Brady violation? They didn't turn it over. They didn't turn it over. All right. So Special Agent Black Box states a historical analysis was performed on the call detail records for the target phones. Yet to date, I have not received any documentation of work product that would be required to perform such an analysis. I have worked well over 500 of these cases on behalf of the prosecution, and I can't think of a single case where the mapped data was not provided. These are Brady violations. You have to turn it over. Exactly, CAO Kane. That's what Cy is saying. You wrote a probable cause affidavit, you made claims, you created maps, but you don't want to turn over the data and the reports that I know you used to make them. That's why, you guys, on my thumbnail for this video, for this live, I put a map with crayons and toy cars. It's their crayon map with toy cars. Let's see. Oh, okay. So here. This is just me having a hunch. I'm just speculating. I have a hunch that I'm picking up vibes. I'm picking up vibes from this report that they were using some kind of new technology, possibly just like with the AT&T timing advance records, like that they can get it and use it, but they don't want anybody to know about it. Don't understand that, but So the maps used in Special Agent Black Box's report is actually a mapping software called MapTiler from OpenStreetMap. This is a company completely unrelated to Google. It is unclear why Special Agent Black Box chose to qualify his mapping as a Google-based mapping program. To me, it looks like they're hiding something. I don't know. Or he doesn't even know what he was using. Probably that one. It's probably that one. Okay. So I also, you guys, Carlos says all the time nobody would put their career at risk. No one would perjure themselves. No one is going to write a probable cause affidavit and lie in it and put their career on the line. But, and I'm going to say, well, that's odd. Special Agent Black Rectangle does some cross-referencing using two different data sets to convert the original cell site cell sector data. To review this process, the AT&T cell tower list, so you got to have the cell tower list, for the referenced area is required. Now remember, there's an issue about the cell tower lists. Ann Taylor wanted them. Okay. The AT&T tower list data set has been at issue. It's been at issue in multiple discovery requests. Ann Taylor kept saying, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There has been previous testimony elicited by the state in this case that AT&T cell tower lists were not used in the mapping. So I had to go back and find that hearing. They stood at the podium, under oath. We didn't use that. We don't have it because we didn't use it. To be clear, to map these records in the fashion that Special Agent Black Rectangle did in this report, the AT&T tower list is absolutely required. You can't do it without it. What's that? We can't. We won't. Do. It's an old Meatballs movie or something. You can't do it without it. Oh my gosh. If we can't be nice in the chat, then we aren't allowed to be in the chat. Just a friendly reminder. We're trying to all be friends. In here. Peace and love, everybody. Gotta be nice. Okay. Why does this look like perjury? Because we have hearings. Where they said, okay, you're allowed to kid as long as everybody knows you're kidding. This is huge. How can we have this document where it could possibly be showing someone perjured themselves in court, allegedly? I don't know. Not a lawyer, not an attorney, not a law expert, but I know that I've heard people say in court the opposite of this. Okay. They said the opposite of this. I have to find that original one. I don't know. You would think that you wouldn't let your client take an appeal. I mean, agree to a plea deal. Sorry. Agree to a plea deal. And I know she can't control him, but maybe this wasn't discovered until after the plea deal because they were still getting discovery after the plea deal. Juror 13, I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to grow thicker skin, but you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Oh, I probably won't do this today for time's sake, but does anybody know where this Busby is? Is this a town? Is Busby a town? Because Cyray said that while the data on the map appears to be accurate, so he's talking about specific slides now, okay? So on slide 10 of the final cast draft report, slide 10, Cyray says that the data looks accurate, but it's missing a critical cell tower that should be shown and discussed. So again, remember I said they're not using cell towers when they should. Southeast of Busby, it's a town, high unbridled form. I yes, juror 13. I did. I'm trying not to do that anymore, but we all have emotions. So Busby must be a town and there's a tower there. Mr. Koberger's phone connects to this cell site twice. On November 13th at 2:47 and again at 2:50. I want to look at that. Let's look at that. Where's Busby? Google Earth. No, it wouldn't be in Montana. It would be in Washington, probably. Is there a Busby in Washington state? I don't know. I'm just going to mess around real quick. We'll look at it as soon as it lets me pick this tab. Oh, this is what I got to do. Let's look, you guys. Let's look. Nothing in Idaho or Washington to my knowledge. Let me do this. What this is how it says. Southeast of Busby's tower. What's Busby? It must be a tiny part town or something. Thanks, Juror 13. Okay, so you guys can see. Busby. Washington. Busby Johnson Road. Pullman, Washington. Maybe want to try that one? Let's just save it here and see. Okay. So, whoops. Let's compare. All right, now let's go to, I don't know Brian's address. Anybody know Brian's address? It's probably in this report. It's probably on page 1 of this report. Anybody know Brian's address? Let me find it. What's Brian's address? Hey, William Tardy, how are ya? I know he puts it in here. It's probably on the map. It's probably on the map. I'm just going to put WSU. I'm going to put Washington State University. Okay, there we go. Saved a project. Done. Okay, so now let's look. Can we see? Where did my first spot go? Where's this? Oh, it's that one. That one? No, that's Pullman. What's this one? Washington State University. Why is that different than WSU Pullman? That's weird. Where's my other dot? Look, you guys, look how far away that is. Can you guys see it? So on Cyray's report, he said on slide 10 of the cast draft report that there is a cell tower southeast of Busby, and it's tower 424286. Mr. Koberger's phone connects to this cell site twice on November 13th at 2:47 and at 2:50. And the FBI didn't put this in their report. So, yeah, that's, I wonder how can I do the distance? I wonder how far away that is. Let's see. We can do this. Measure, click points there and there. How far away is that? I want miles. 5.72 miles. 5.72 miles. So Brian was 5 miles away. Or he was pinging off of a tower that was 5 miles away from his. Man, I wish we could just see all of it. It would be so interesting. It'd be so interesting. Try the other address. Which address? Is it in the chat? You have the wrong spot for Busby. It's 3. Well, how do I find the spot for Busby? Like, what is it? Jen put it in the chat. Your first spot was incorrect. 1630 Northeast Valley Way. It's its own town. Busby, Washington. Okay, I think I saw that as an option. Let me go back and look. Let me go back and look. And I'll just do this. Busby. Oops. Busby, Washington. Oh, yeah, it's by that horticulture center. Yeah, he does mention that. Yep. Thank you. Yep. He says in this report that it's by this horticulture center. Yeah. And it's actually not far from where I was. So there must be a road there named that. Look, they're both by each other. I think. Oh no, I was way south. Yep, thank you. Stand corrected. Just interesting to see where they're talking about, right? Gerlump. What is this, Dago? What is this? Hi, Germilla. Hi, Senor. Funny they want us to believe everyone involved in this crime cell phones all stopped transmitting at 2:50, right? I know. It's crazy. Crazy. Okay. Oh, it's already pulled up. Let me see. I'm pulling this back up. Stop that. Okay. I want this. There. Okay. All right. So I showed you at the beginning all the main points that I took after I went through the report. I highlighted all the key points, the information, like made little notes, all that stuff. And then at the beginning of the show, beginning-ish, I went through all the major claims that I believe, I hope this is showing, that that Cy Ray made. So just real quick. So on here, I said, I wish Cy could just say it, because here he said, while it may only be an error of 6 minutes, the cell site, cell sector connections that happen during that 6-minute period paint a very different picture than the narrative crafted in nearly all the probable cause statements. So again, this is, Ashley Jennings say, well, cars can just turn around. Okay. But Cy is saying that there is something happening. There's something like crucial happening during this 6 minutes. And I don't know. And I'm like, just say it. Like, why doesn't he put that in his report? Why doesn't he put his findings in this report? What do you guys think? They can hold that back for trial? I'm not sure. So he goes on all about that. Here you go. Tweedledee and Tweedledum get together right here. Okay, there's two agents. Special Agent Black Box number 1 and Special Agent Black Box number 2. They spent several days driving around Moscow and Pullman, as well as areas to the south of collecting raw data to help identify cell coverage. Despite the amount of effort put into this, there is no mapping or coverage areas depicted in the areas south of Pullman or Moscow. That's the area we were just showing. The area that he just said Brian was in. There's no mapping of that. Not only is it missing from this slide, but it's also nowhere else in the cast report or any other report that they disclosed. So I just said, I wonder how the taxpayers feel about this, because it seems like these government workers, they're government workers who are paid by taxes, were out driving around, and they either collected data that they didn't actually like use, or they didn't collect data. And what were they doing? And you're paying for them. I don't know. But something, according to this expert, Ray, seems off here. So I loved how he went through every slide that they, well, he doesn't do every single one because there were a few. All right, let's look at this paragraph right here. And I said, was the phone on? The search warrant issued to AT&T for Mr. Koberger's records included a request for the historical precision location information. This data was provided by AT&T. As discussed earlier, the reliability and accuracy of this data can widely vary and should be used with caution. With that said, it appears Mr. Koberger's device is using a map application, possible navigation guidance at this time. But my problem is it's not crime time. It's not crime time. So if he's talking about that 247, 250, that's the only time that they're ever talking about. It's so frustrating. See, that's what I keep saying. Where's the 4 to 4:30 data? Well, his phone was off, Kim. His phone was off. I need to see that. I need to see that proof. So here's another paragraph where he's just calling him out. Listen to this, you guys. Look at this. This is where I said, so this is page 31. Ray is now 31 pages into his report. And I said you could just sense his like frustration. He said, in the event a competent investigator reviews the AT&T network connections. Oh my God. Just in case, just in the event that a competent investigator reviews the AT&T network connections, the historical precision location information, and the raw FBI drive test data all together, like if they, just in case they do it all together, like all three, like they're supposed to, in a holistic manner. Holistic is like, you know, total, thorough, all inclusive. The inaccuracies of the FBI's purported coverage maps is clear. The raw data is in clear contrast with this report. So if anybody were to ever do this, you would see that this was not right. Man. They did think, like, when he goes through on these pages, like this is page 32, he's going through all of these slides that the FBI said they created, and instead of showing you every single one, like I know many creators have been doing, at the beginning of the show, if you missed it, I just took all of Cyray's statements and findings and said, here's all the mistakes, the kinds of mistakes that he said that they made. So here's all the statements. We went over this at the beginning of the show that Cyray said they made. And then when you actually go look at every map that Cyray shows, he gives the specific examples. He explains it, I think, pretty simply. He gives a short explanation, like this one, like they have the wrong tower. Mr. Koberger's residence is well outside of the coverage area depicted for this cell site sector. So again, they put something into that GAR program or whatever they did, and the map that they get out is not right. It's not correct. Another point that Cy was very direct about was that he says they did this to create a false timeline. In my opinion, a false timeline of events was created early in the investigation. The omitted data in this report is intentional to attempt to conceal the various errors made early in the investigation. He said made early in the investigators. I know Annie Ruler. He's not playing around. Yeah, Wade Bird. I've heard, when something goes wrong with the experts, like the FBI, that are caught doing shady things, they'll go back and they'll look at all the cases where someone was convicted because of like that lady that just got busted for DNA, for all the things she did with DNA. They got to go back and look at all her cases now. What a nightmare. Let's see. Right here, I know you can't see it. Exculpatory? Like, how many times in this report did he say exculpatory? It can only be assumed they serve the purpose of showing times when Mr. Koberger may have been at or near the crime scene prior to the crimes occurring. It's my opinion that the methodology and representations are extremely flawed. The network activity seen on November 13th, 2022 between 400 and 1200 on the blank. Oh, okay. So this is where he's saying we can't look at Brian's phone. We can't look at Brian's phone from 4 a.m. to noon, right? Because it's off. But they have Maddie's phone and they have Xana's phone. And what they were doing was seeing they said Brian's phone. Wait a minute. How are the network activity? Oh, they were trying to see, because remember how they said, well, Brian was casing that house. He would drive around there and like try to, he was watching the house. Okay. His phone never connected to the cell towers in that area, or he never connected to the same towers as Xana or Maddie. Never between June and November. So they were never in the same area. He has a whole bunch of pages here where he goes through Brian's, like when they can track him, like when he was at that pool party. He was in Moscow. The pool party was in Moscow. He went to the pool party and he went straight home. He did not go over towards the house. So he wasn't a creeper who is observing the house. So that's what a lot of those pages are, is like his historical. All right. This is what I'm stuck on and what I want to look into further. It says there is a powering event where the device is off the network from 9:42 p.m. to 12 a.m. Now, this is in July, you guys. This is July, not November. It's July. Thanks, Dago. In July, there's a powering event where the device is off the network. The device is approximately 15 miles to the west of Moscow when it is powered off. So now Cyray is saying here that they can tell it was powered off. I want to see this. Do we have the Cellbrite reports? I don't think so. Do we have a professional report that talks about the Cellbrite? I don't know. Hey, Doc J. So I'm just saying, it looks like they can tell that it was powered off. I don't know why an expert can't explain it to us. I need to find a video. So the other thing that Cyray makes sure that he lets everybody know is that the state gave him nothing except the draft report and the final report. He had to do his own collecting of hard data. Like he had to do his own testing. Oh, I don't know how I put Brady number 3 here, but I think there are like many Brady violations if these claims are true. So if these claims could be, Seahawks fan says powering off could mean no service, which is not unheard of in that area. Do they really call it that? That's so confusing to me. I don't like that. To me, powering off is hitting the off button. That's what powering off means to me. I'm not saying that that's what. So powering off means going out of network, going off the tower, actually shutting it off, or going on airplane mode, right? It's always those three options. Who says it was powered? No service, no ping. Truth Sleuth 100. I'm reading the Cy-Ray's report. Cy-Ray's report, and it says, where did I just read it at? Oh, it was on another page. They just used the word powered off. And it's just confusing to me. Tandy. It's okay. That's funny. That's funny. I think I'm gonna save these Brady, all the Brady issues that I found in here. Like, look, like here's some of Cy-Ray's claims. The PCA has the route wrong. Okay, hello, the route is wrong. The PCA should be thrown out, right? And even though Cy-Ray is making all of these claims, when he got on that stand and when he was first testifying, and he said, look, there could be issues, but they could correct them. And they didn't. They chose not to. He gave them a chance. So look, there is no data in the AT&T records to support the device moved on or along the blue line. Where's the blue line? Here's our lovely map. And the blue line is, they say Brian came out of his apartment, he drove to the road, and he turned towards Moscow. That's the blue line. The blue line is turning towards Moscow. Okay. There's no data in the AT&T records to support the device moved on or along the blue line. So he never did that. No data for that. What are you doing, Inspector? In fact, there is clear evidence to the contrary. The blue line is extremely prejudicial and unsupported by any known evidence. That blue line is in the PCA. That blue line is in the PCA, and there's no evidence for it. Just pointing. There is no evidence Mr. Koberger's mobile device was ever in Moscow. There is no evidence Mr. Koberger's mobile device was ever in Moscow. Okay. If all the AT&T data available during this time period was mapped, if they took all the data that they had available and they mapped it, it would be obvious this map was created in error. That map, this map is the PCA. This is the PCA. Okay, this paragraph, it's page 48. I'm not going to read it, but this is where Cy-Ray explains, like, I saw issues with your draft report, and I told you there were issues, and I was kind about it. And I said, you know, you can fix them. You can fix them. But you didn't. But you didn't. Okay, here's another Brady issue, I believe is a Brady issue. And that would be, he says in here, he thinks that they had his AT&T timing advanced records. So he says that again. He says that's how they knew what to take out. They knew what to take out because they had those timing records that showed them, oh, Brian was here at this time. We got to take that part out. Again, this is my layman's interpretation of an expert report that I'm reading. So that's it. Yeah. So there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's probably a couple more that I did not write down there. Major issues that Cy-Ray identified, proved, explained, described in his report, in this 50-page document. There are disclosure issues. What do I have? 6 of these 6 types of material or information that Cy-Ray claims the prosecution did not turn over. They did not disclose to the defense. Hey, Sylvia Hurley, hope you're having a great day. Cy-Ray did a really good job of explaining to us, because I haven't seen the prosecution do it, how these experts collect the cell phone data to show locations. And so in this report, he explained, what drive testing is, what call detail records are, what the CAF draft and cast draft report and cast final report are. He explains the GAR, the GAR system, the map tiler, and in those call detail records, exactly what there's like 3 different things they can get out of it. That's all in his report. And most importantly, Cy was very, very direct, assertive, in calling out what he was seeing. And these are the types of words: exculpatory, concealed, intentional, severely flawed, omitted, misreported, unsupported, no evidence, I'm concerned, you misrepresented that. If you want to see me talk through and review these notes that I made from his report, please go back to the beginning and watch. We talked about all of that. And this is my interpretation and sharing of what I think Cy-Ray was saying in his expert report and what we can see in there. And we have to get information from the prosecution, and we have to see their expert reports. What do you guys think about? Do you think they can just hide that from the public? They have to be able to show that. So I'm hoping in the next batch of released documents that we might get to see that. So we will wait. But thank you for joining me today to go over this frustrating example of trying to locate where Brian Koberger was during that night. Yeah. I will be back tomorrow at 11:30, between 11:30 a.m. and noon. I always come on during that time, Eastern time. And I thank all of you for your comments in the chat, setting me straight when I stray off. It was fun though, doing that Google Earth and just looking for the places. Like, I love doing that. We had so many wonderful donations today. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting the channel. Let me give a shout out again. See if this turns up. Juror 13, Janet Wallace, Kawanda again, Sleuther 75, Jen 7S, Kawanda again, gifting memberships, and Mandy Bradley. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. On your way out, like Jen says, flap your wings on over to the like button and tap that for me, please. And I will see you guys back tomorrow, but I'm clocking out for now. Have a wonderful day. I hope you get to do something fun and nice for yourself, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. That could be unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.